Howdy folks, friends and family across the globe. I'm going to start this one off a little bit different. You know my usual routine in my opening. I'm going to forego most of that right now, because this is a game I've been trying to get to work for a bit. Of course, you look online, there's some helpful stuff, some unhelpful stuff. I'm going to show you how I got this game to work. So, I would install the old games version. We do that jazz. Little thing would pop up here. Click it. Get it running. Then you get like a blue box up in this corner. In the tinier box it says like run the app first. Start up from the app. Well, it can't start up from the app. So where do we go? What do we do? Alright. One way to get this game running. Go up here. Go to manage installation. Show folder. English, it's my first language. I'm just bad at it. I went down the list immediately and said, hey, why not, right? So first thing I did was I double left clicked it. Get this. Actually, first thing I got was a little box that asked me to set the resolution and set up, graphics and stuff. Then this happened. Right, so we got it running. Okay, good. So of course I did right click, and you can, pin to start, or copy, paste, and slap it out here like I did with this one. Anyways, hopefully that's a fix that works for you. Now, do not do tips, tricks, guys, walkthrough, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements. Play games for fun. The soul will mind, invade your phones and homes and big screens, little screens, in between. They hit you with a blast from the past, a wave of nostalgia as we laze down the laziest of lazy rivers, the lazy river called life. Apparently we are not connected to the internet. Harken back to the day of the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and go over to buddy's place after school work, or drop your back, drop your ear, drop your butt in a chair, or anywhere. It doesn't matter, because we were playing good games and bad games, and in the end it wasn't about good games, bad games. It was about hanging out with friends and family, because, as you get older, life kicks you in the teeth. It's hard to organize couch co-op play, so I do these videos in hopes that you pop on one of these videos, all these videos, some of these videos, none of these videos, onto the background. You invite me into your home, I invite you into mine. We share the world's biggest couch together, the internet, where there's a spot available for anyone who wants to walk on by. So, join me. Whether you're doing your homework, driving home from work, end of day, maybe it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you can't invite anyone over. You can't sleep. Join me as we explore new games for the first time, or in this case, an old game, one I have not played at all, ever, for the first time. And sometimes we take a stroll down nostalgia lane, where I go and revisit games I played 5, 10, 20, 30, or even 40 years ago, and see how they, the first time we played it, or the last time we beat it. I'm going to give a special thank you, though, to my subscribers, to each and every subscriber, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be doing these videos, especially at the frequency in which you do them, and I make this promise to y'all this. As long as one of you sticks around, I'm going to keep making videos. I think I'm already recording, but thank you. You drive by Romic and viewers, howdy, and outsiders. Use the options menu, adjust your brightness setting. Cthulhu will occasionally manipulate graphics, sound, controls in an unusual way. This is perfectly normal, and is likely to be a problem in your game disc or your sanity. Oh, unlikely, not likely. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Alright, so, we're here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, let me know about that. It's not going to be a new standard for the opening. I will be doing a separate video showing from a clean install, so that I can recreate the problem, show the problem that I ran into, and then show how I applied this possible solution. Hopefully it works for you. That way, if you've had the game for a while and you've been wanting to play it, but you just never could find, maybe this will be the solution. Anywho, Call of Cthulhu. I've been a Lovecraft fan for ages. I'd be a liar if I said I stumbled upon him of my own accord. I ended up borrowing my brother's books when I was younger, and that's what got me hooked. And then, of course, seeing like the RPG books, the Call of Cthulhu RPG, Chaosium, and all that. Dabbling in those way back in the day. And all the movies, of course, you know, especially the B-rate movies. With, what's his name? I gotta look it up. He was in Frighteners. He was also in The Secret World. Jeffrey Combs. Did a ton. A ton of H.P. Lovecraft stuff back in the like 70s, 80s. Anyways, well, this is a game. The only reason, you know, tell me where the quote's from. Still, regardless, the only reason I know much about this game is I remember my brother bought an Xbox 360 around that time when we were living together at the apartment. Boy Scout, private investigator, heart attack, mythos specialist. I went the Wii route because there was really nothing until Twisted Metal was announced for the PS3. Invert mouse off. Toggle. Definitely toggle. Old. Old's fine, I guess. Mouse sensitivity. We'll see when we get in game. But I remember he was pretty stoked about this one, and he had it for the 360. Wait, what? Oh, what? Uh-huh. Oh. X is backwards. Why would X be backwards? That's weird. You know what? Maybe, should we give it a try? We'll give it a try and then we'll see. That is weird. Unless we're stuck having to do this only at this screen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. That was during my drinking days though too, so I don't remember crap about this game. Go private investigator. But like I said, huge fan. Conan the Barbarian.
Now, at my end,
Lovecraft.
I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear, a fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
Yeah, he said it. He said the thing. He said the title. I know Robert Howard did Conan the Barbarian because I'm a big Robert Howard fan. Conan. And to a lesser extent, Solomon Kane. But not much. Solomon Kane's really good too. But they shared like a similar sort of, they a lot of times crossed ideas over. Arguably sharing the same universe. In certain cases. But what we're playing here is a piece of video game history. I don't remember how early into the 360 life cycle this game was. I'm just glad I got this to work. I don't know how stable it'll be, but we'll see. The Xbox in 2005. Okay, so October 24th, 2005. Game tips are currently active. If you don't want to see any game tips, they can be turned off from the game options. You can press the escape key at any time to access the options menu. That is good. Hold on. Let's go over some of this real quick. The game was in development since 1999. It was reportedly delayed. Several revisions, having some of its most ambitious and immersive features abandoned. It was initially planned for the PS2. Although well received by critics, it was a commercial failure. There were 2 more games planned, but neither were completed. Alright, so October 24th, 2005. And the Xbox 360 debuted when? You guys gotta remember I'm old as crap, so. It was unveiled. I don't want to know when it was unveiled. I want to know when it was released. 2005, we got that. November 22nd? Wait a second. Huh. Oh, was this like an Xbox game? No, Xbox 360? It was for the Xbox. Oh, could the Xbox 360 play Xbox games? I guess it could. Because I know he didn't have an Xbox. Yeah, I guess that's what happened. Okay, that makes more sense then. Okay. So let's continue. I've wasted enough time. It is a setting I've always enjoyed. I think the more modern Call of Cthulhu games have missed the mark on what the setting's about and not really portrayed it accurately, so I'm hoping this is kind of more true to form. But realizing this was meant to be a PS2 game, a lot more makes sense. I always thought this was a 360 game. Now I'm a bit more impressed because from what I remember back in the day, I was even like, wow, this is kind of cool, man. Yeah.
Robert, this had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry,
Oh,
Jack.
it
We
looks
had
like
to
an
call.
Innsmither.
This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any. Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours.
Yeah, I've done that.
No one ever
You're
presses
going through
charges,
trash stuff,
though.
not
They're a screwy bunch.
Yeah, outside for hours.
Got the locals scared.
That's like
So tonight,
Michael
we were
Myers
just
crazy.
passing, you know, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Yeah, just me, Nichols, and a
Forgive Me,
few
Father, by the
recruits.
way, is a pretty good
Well, that's
Cthulhu
just great.
Lovecraftian.
Lead the way, Robert.
It's
I better
basically
check
a
out this crazy gang.
Doom-like shooter. Classic Doom shooter. Alright, sensitivity seems good. Normally I have to adjust it. I usually like it to be pretty sensitive. Police line, do not cross. Gotta cross. Criss, cross, jump, jump. Our S is definitely not backwards. That is weird. The default. That's so weird. Alright, I'll be right back, folks. It's that time. Alright, sorry about that. Also, I somehow changed my language on my YouTube channel. It's one of those things, you know, when you have your phone in your pocket. It's on. It wiggles around, does some weird stuff. So yeah, that's always fun. And statistics, let's see what this does. Saves me. Okay, plus special features. Credit cinematics. Okay. Turn again. Is there like a sprint? I don't know what shift does. What is shift? Controller options, key configurations. Shift is sneak. Inventory is I. Heal is H. Alright, Q and E is fine. Could action be 1? Okay, action can be 1, so then I can make backwards S, like any normal keyboard. C. Inventory's I is fine, but I should probably do 2, huh? Quick heal. No. Let's do 2. And inventory should be 3. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Skip scenes back. Aim, fire, that should be fine. Okay. Alright, let's give this a go. Yeah, how did I ever think this was a... You know why I thought this was a 360 game? First of all, he played on 360. Second, gotta remember, we came from that era, right? I grew up things like the Commodore, Nintendo. And the leap from PS2 to kind of like elements like this, even. Or, you know, I was still, because of my time in the Marine Corps, when I got out around 2005, the PS1 was still heavy into my head, because I didn't really get a whole lot of time to mess around with the PS2 era as much as I would have liked. So things like Silent Hill, the original Resident Evil's, Battle Arena Toshinden, the blocky character, Parasite Eve even, which would probably be on the higher spectrum of graphical models at the time, were more my frame of reference. So when I saw stuff like this even, I was still like, wow, what is that? Alright, so we got rain sounds. I need to remember to come back here and get an hour of rain sounds.
What's taking him so long? Something must be wrong.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
Oh, I didn't
I
check
don't like this
inventory.
one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
Alright, what do we got? That's gotta be health. Ingredients, maybe? What's this? Not available yet. Narcotic. Class helps block pain, but should be used with extreme caution. Game time. And my journal. Diary of Jack Walters. A local disturbance. I guess I'm becoming a victim of my own success after closing the last 5 cases. So vast papers have been calling me a local hero, but I just had a run of lucky hunches, that's all. I'm just another cop doing his job. So there's a disturbance at a local residence. It's probably just a bunch of kids hopped up on moonshine. Why call him a detective? Maybe the uniform boys are sore at being out in this weather and they want to share the joy with the local hero. Wouldn't be the first good-natured prank I've had to take since those newspaper reports. I don't know, though. Something doesn't feel right. It's more than just a regular bad feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's strong. Probably just tired. Those dreams don't help. Can't remember when I last got a good night's sleep. Must be a month at least. Right about the time I started my run of lucky hunches. Dreams have been getting worse lately. I'm almost afraid to close my eyes. Bourbon helped at first, but not anymore. Lack of sleep must be affecting my nerves. Well, jitters or not, I better get going. Probably just gonna use my normal voice for most of this. Nothing collected. Like those tombs and manuscripts, nothing collected. Okay.
Try to stay calm.
You better hurry, Jack.
Be careful, sir.
He's on his way! For Christ's sake.
Whoa! I don't have a weapon or anything, do I? Get inside. What do you want me to do?
It's locked.
It's locked.
It won't budge. It won't open.
What is that noise? Oh, this looks like a house in Condemned. Is it Condemned 1? Yep, it's me.
You seem to recognize me. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Is there actually shooting going on? These doors seem short.
Poisoning by the looks of it. He's dead. They're all dead.
Alright, so I don't have to do his voice work. That's fine. Why is my vision getting blurry?
Suicide. Or rather, mass suicide. These nuts had some serious issues.
Nothing of interest.
A diary. This will make interesting reading.
You picked up your first journal and select the book icon in the interface to study your journal. There are no new entries to read. Diary of a cult member. August 20th, 1915. We have been watching him now for 2 months. I can feel my anticipation growing as the day of contact draws near. Victor has not yet divulged his final plan for bringing Mr. Walters to us. All I know is that we must succeed. The sermon today was inspiring. Victor had lightened us with a story of the great race transcending the bounds of time to come to visit his dreams, of the conscious things on this earth and in the ocean depths who are but servants to a greater design. I can only hope that my faith during these last days will win me favor when our master steps through the gate. The experiments below have claimed one more of our order. Another volunteer is needed, but many are willing. We are truly blessed through our faithful service, now that his coming grows so close. The preparations are complete, and Victor's plan is in motion. He will arrive soon. Surely by now he must suspect his true nature, or at least question the nature of his gifts. He has come. Finally it begins. This is this guy, huh? Jack Walters.
Nope, nothing of interest.
Nope.
He's dead. They're all dead. I can't open it. Suicide. Or I can't open it. I can't open it. Poison appears to have been on the menu. Poison appears to have been on the menu. He's dead. They're all dead. What a nut house. The walls have been covered with glyphs.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Ah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Wild.
Damn, he recognized me, and it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint. He's dead. Looks like a bad case of lead poisoning.
Ah,
A key. Could come in handy. What a nuthouse.
picked up an inventory item. Open the interface to view the item and description. Highlight the item and click on it to use it with a character, an object, or even by itself.
The walls have been covered with glyphs.
Copper key with an S engraved on the head.
It won't budge. It won't budge.
Oh, this is a save. Alright, let's do some testing real quick. Can I leave? No. Oh, that opened. This opened. I don't have, like, light. Do I?
It's an old stove. It's too dark to be sure, but that rotting smell
used for
tells me
storing
these shelves
food.
are used for storing food. Probably food, and the rats have been at it. Nothing of interest.
May the rats eat your eyes.
Ugh, I'm not touching any of it. It looks like an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape. This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy. A powerful painting of some cosmic horror. The board is covered with strange writing. A depiction of some alien creature.
It's actually pretty neat how
That's an
accurate it is.
unusual design. As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future. The board has been used to illustrate a diagram.
Seems like the shooting stopped. Oh, now return to game. Diary, maybe? Mythos, nothing collected. Podium sermon as I continue to translate. The narcotic fragments have become more and more eager to contact my... Okay, it's just repeating what he read. I don't know if that'll come into play.
It looks like an eye, but the rest... It's a strange painting. This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy. These fellows have one curious art collection.
What is this?
It's locked.
Crap. I gotta get used to that.
The key doesn't fit.
The key doesn't fit. What about here?
It's unlocked.
I guess you'll use the keys.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I gotta think.
Alright, I'll be right back again. Sorry. It's just one of those days. Alright, real quick, let me knock this out too. There were going to be 2 sequels of this game. They were being developed alongside it. One was called Destiny's End. And I'm reading this off Wikipedia. It was a third-person perspective survival horror title for PS2 and Xbox, which was originally planned for 2002. The planned release in the 4th quarter, PlayStation 2 exclusive Call of Cthulhu Tainted Legacy was a direct sequel to this game. Set in the ruins of Innsmouth and in locations along the coast of New England in modern times, nearly 80 years after the events of the original game, it was to feature a cooperative multiplayer mode for 2 players. One, playing the gun-wielding Jacob. The other, the magic-using Emily. Gameplay was publicly presented during E3 2005. A published trailer announced the release for spring 2006. In 2024, a playable PS2 demo was leaked. Oh. I have to look that up. The other game was Call of Cthulhu Beyond the Mountains of Madness, announced November 2002, scheduled for Xbox and PC to release in 2004. Inspired obviously at the Mountains of Madness. It was to be a survival horror and first-person shooter set in the 1930s and taking place in varied locations, including Germany and Antarctica. And its protagonist would be Miskatonic University archaeologist Robert Naples attempting to stop Nazi occultists' search for the ruins of the Elder Things city. And I gotta be right back again, sorry. Alright, the trailer for that Destiny's End one looks pretty decent. There's actually gameplay footage of the playable version. There's a demo, someone playing through the demo. His YouTube channel is Mr. Edcar 007. That's MREDCAR 007. And it looks like he's got a full playthrough, so I'm gonna probably check that out, and I recommend you check it out too. It's kind of neat. Alright. Sorry about that. When I'm doing this recording, it's only been... Again, I did a lot of my these video recordings early in this year. But they'll be uploaded much later. And that's because I'm trying to take the year off as much as I can to heal from the surgeries. And also, this will allow me to do videos of other things, like going back up the Galloping Ghost, hopefully. And who knows, maybe even plan that planned trip to go to Japan again. This time with a buddy. My brother. Think.
The fire's still burning. All these photos and clippings are of me.
Nothing of interest here.
See the survival horror thing, just go around and mash the button.
Another key. This should fit the door across the hall. From the dates on some of these clippings, this crazed mob must have been following me for years. Jesus, I'm a detective and I had no idea.
Leave home, arrive at station, leave station, lunch, go to bank, back to station, follow suspect, stake out. Come home.
It must have been lit recently, but it started to die down.
Keep pressing escape. L. Across the hall. Is it this then?
It's unlocked.
Alright, so I don't need to. It'll unlock it.
For nutcases, they seem quite literate. These books are really old, and most of them are in strange languages I don't understand. It looks like an eye. I don't have time to read. I'm a detective, not a pen pusher.
I don't have time to read.
I don't have time to read. I'm a detective, not a pen pusher. There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
It appears to be a private study area. I don't have time to read. It appears to be a private study area. I don't have time to read. I'm a detective, not a pen pusher.
Hold on. I don't have time to read. Alright.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
Wait, what? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't even notice that.
Shit, that did not sound good.
Oh.
Well, that's just swell.
It's starting off pretty well.
He's dead. The beam must have fallen and crushed his skull.
Almost happened to me. I'm gonna have to remember to save like a
Medical
madman.
charts on the human anatomy. Dead bodies, and plenty of them. Something dreadful has been going on down here. In all my time on the job, I've never seen anything like this before. It looks like the bodies have been mutilated. If my instincts are right, I'd say they've been experimenting on each other. The stench in here is sickening. From the markings, he must have been one of their own. I wonder if he volunteered. Most of these corpses have been here a while. Dead bodies, and plenty of them. Something dreadful has been going on. Seems like these cabinets are used for storing chemicals and medical equipment. Seems like these cabinets are used for storing chemicals and medical equipment.
Whoa.
I've never seen equipment like this before.
It looks like a Necron monolith, doesn't it? Looks like 2 Necron monoliths. Making a baby.
Looks like his kidneys. They're moving around in all that liquid. This pipe must drain the waste from his intestines. Looks like his brain. I wonder what those wires are for.
Alright, this is dope, and
Looks like his stomach.
they put a lot of work
The
into
contraption above seems to be controlling his breathing. His beating heart.
this. Like, I'm genuinely impressed.
Ah! It's too hot to pick up. Good God. What the hell is all this? Oh, shit.
Didn't mean it, dude. Oh. Is it not too hot to pick up now?
The crystal's still warm.
Yeah, kudos to the developers. I'm already digging this. Sad that I think they went under before they did go under before they could release those other games, but no, I'm liking this.
This tunnel feels like it's gonna collapse at any moment. It's too hot to touch. I think it's being used as a power source for the machine.
Okay. Crap, I did it again. Strange green crystal. It's warm and exhibits an unusual glow. What the heck is in there?
It looks like something's been removed from it. What the hell is that?
That would end up being like 90% of the dialogue, right? What the hell is that? Right, that I had to manually put in. Okay, so it's gonna be a trial and error type of game. That is cool. I like that effect. Like, you can clearly see the images, but like that blurry factor added to it kind of adds to the mystique of it. 6th of February, 1922.
It's been more than 6 years since I entered that strange house in Boston. But to me, it was just 5 months ago. Amnesia, the doctors called it. Probably brought on by acute mental stress. I remember investigating the far side of the library. There was screaming.
Almost a strobe effect warning. I probably
According
should
to
have
the
warned ahead
police
of time.
report,
I had
they'd
no idea. I've
searched
never
the
played
house
this
for
game.
hours, only to find me later collapsed on the floor. When my eyes opened and I spoke, my colleagues recoiled in fear. There was something unnatural in my voice and blank gaze.
Sidearm.
They committed me to Arkham Asylum, where I was diagnosed with severe schizophrenia. As it became clear that I presented no danger to either myself or others, I was released from the asylum's care. I have learned little of my activities in the 6 years that followed. The accounts I've been able to piece together show much of my time was spent in travel and study. I maintain a fanatical infatuation with the occult, delving deep into volumes concerning witch cults and dark legends, often in languages unfamiliar to my own. When I reawakened 5 months ago, exactly 6 years after entering that house in Boston, no trace was left of what had been a secondary personality. I was myself again, or at least what I believed myself to be. Return to normal life has been a painful process. In recent days, my dreams have been plagued by cosmic landscapes, and I've become fearful of my own reflection. I am beginning to remember things from that day, more than 6 years past, that I've told no one else.
Jack Walters.
Hello, Mr. Walters. My name's Arthur Anderson. I need your help finding a missing person.
I don't take that kind of job.
The atmosphere and the dialogue and the voice acting is just spot on. It's what I'd expect from a game like this. It's a pretty good smoke effect.
What exactly do you want from me, Mr. Anderson?
It's one of my store managers, you see. Brian's his name. Brian Burnham. Nice lad. He disappeared recently from the First National grocery store in Innsmouth.
Innsmouth? Never heard of it.
It's a small fishing town on the coast, not far from Arkham. I'd like to see you in person before you leave.
Hold on there a minute. I didn't agree to take this what the hell? I'll be here all day anyway.
It's already been an hour and we've barely made headway. Mostly because of the bathroom breaks. Which I do apologize. It's just that time of day. Alright, new client. Night. I have a new client, Mr. Arthur Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Regional manager of the First National grocery store chain. It appears that the First National grocery in Innsmouth was recently burglarized, and its manager, one Brian Burnham, is missing. From what I've been able to gather, Burnham is something of a young rogue, a friend of the family. Mr. Anderson gave him the job as a favor. Burnham is looking like the prime suspect for the robbery, but there are a few things that don't add up. Not to Anderson, not to me. For instance, why would Burnham force an entry into the store when he had a full set of keys, free access to the cash register, and the combination of the back office safe? To misdirect any investigation? If that was his plan, why did he disappear? Following my conversation with Mr. Anderson, I found out what I could about the ancient town of Innsmouth. For generations, the crumbling seaport and its people have been shunned by neighboring communities. Outsiders are unwelcome there, and there are superstitious tales of a strange element in the town's oldest families. They are of mixed blood, so the stories go. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Usual Hicktown prejudice, no doubt. After making a brief visit to Innsmouth, my client came away distrustful of the local authorities. He isn't buying your line that Burnham robbed the place and wants to know what happened to him. Only one bus goes to Innsmouth. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll be on it. Feels good to have a purpose after 5 months trying to break through my amnesia. I also feel a little apprehensive. Maybe it's the wild stories about the town. Or maybe it's just because I haven't had a case in so long. So this is your first video of mine that you've been watching. Just so you know, I do everything unscripted, unedited, completely unprofessional. Sometimes I do goofy voices. In this case, the reading will just be my normal voice. And if I use a walkthrough or a guide, I'll only take peeks at it, and I will let you know when I'm cheating. But 90% of the time, I try not to cheat. th of February, 1922. I wonder how far Boston is from Innsmouth.
Driver, how far to the stop?
Almost there. I'll drop you at the town
I mean, I
square.
know he's in a real place.
Why lock the gates?
Keeps out wanderers looking for work. We don't want those folks like that interfering with our affairs.
Sure.
Is the bus from Arkham always this empty?
Aye, and we prefers it that way.
Oh, it's like when I rode the bus out to 29 Palms.
But what about trade? Surely the port needs business.
Elizabeth has the means to look after her own.
It was just me on the bus. I had to wait at a bus in Yucca Valley at a bus stop, dead of night. I had to spend the night at a bus stop because there were no more buses running until the morning started.
This is it,
Couldn't
stranger.
even
End of the line.
check into my duty station until daybreak for the most part. Yeah, that's where it wants me to go.
Could you direct me to the First National Grocery Store? I hear they have a shop in town.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, well, you see, I'm looking for a young lad called Brian Burnham. I'm a friend of the family. He worked in the store.
Don't know who you're talking about, fella.
The First National is a large chain. You sure you haven't seen it?
I'm sure. Stop bothering me with questions.
I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
Can't help you.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Can't rightly say I know him.
This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
If you don't like it, just turn around and leave.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
It's getting late, outsider. Folks know what's good for them are safely bolted in their homes by now.
I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
You're in the wrong place. Asking
These
the wrong
odd-looking
questions,
folks seem pretty
outsider.
hostile. They don't want to talk to strangers. Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Can't say as I noticed. What you're saying is strange.
There's actually a lot of
This
voice
town's
dialogue
deserted. Where is everybody?
lines.
I reckon you might have scared them off.
Definitely.
Ugly face of yours.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
If you don't like it, just turn
I'm
around.
not getting
and
anywhere
leave.
with these weird-looking... It's just a trash can. Nothing of interest.
You got a problem, Joe?
The First National is a large chain. You sure you haven't seen it?
I'm sure. Stop bothering me with questions.
It won't open. It won't budge. I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
I never heard of no Burnham.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Stop your bothering with questions.
Or
This
what?
town's deserted. Where is everybody?
It's getting late, outsider. Folks as know what's good for them are safely bolted in their homes by now.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
I reckon you might have scared them off with that ugly face of yours.
Excuse me, Constable. Jack Walters.
Ropes. Elliot Ropes. What you want?
Could you help out a stranger to this fine port?
Are you being funny?
No, not at all. I'm after directions to the First National. I hear they have a store in town.
Innsmouth don't take too kindly to them from out of town. Get lost, stranger.
So the first video of mine's going to be a bit slow, very slow. I usually pick up
He
by
isn't
the
gonna
third
spill
video.
with anything useful. What happened here, Constable?
Nothing.
Oh, swell. You can let me pass then?
No. You'll have to go another way.
Right now I'm just getting my bearings, getting my feet
Constable
wet.
Ropes.
What you after now?
You ever meet Brian Burnham?
I couldn't rightly say as I remember.
The burglarizing of the First National is big news in the Arkham press. The Burnham lad
Don't
must be
get
one of the
excited,
prime
it's just a Red Bull.
suspects. Any luck tracing his whereabouts?
No. That'd be a matter for the order.
The order? Isn't this a matter for the police?
Yup. That too.
Who is the order?
Yeah, who is the order?
Them's that look after affairs there at Innsmouth. And you'd mind your business not to be asking too many questions.
Alright, we won't push our luck. It's down here.
Talking to that fella's a waste of my time. It's locked. It's locked. It must lead to the back of a variety store. It won't open.
I can't save anywhere, so I have to be very careful
won't
what
budge.
I do. Let's follow the path set before us. I'm sure all of this starts to open up more. That's the variety store. Alright, so let's get checked in, right? This is a hotel. Oh, we staying?
Nothing of interest.
Alright, these are save points. Sometimes it doesn't want to register a click, but muscle through it. You'll be fine. Yeah, let's overwrite. Make multiple saves in case one gets corrupted or something happens.
A small wooden clock. Nothing of interest. It won't open. It won't budge. Nope, nothing of interest.
Stayed in plenty of these types of places.
Stop your snooping. And there's for hotel staff only.
Evening.
Aye.
The name's Jack Walters. I'm just visiting.
You don't say, sir. Gilman. Charlie Gilman. I run this here hotel of an evening.
You got any rooms?
I'd not rightly know that for sure. All habits cleaning rooms at present. Them's from out of town can leave a horrid mess.
Talking to this fellow's getting me nowhere, and he's more than a touch creepy. If I need a room and I'm desperate, then I'll come back. Hello again.
Yeah?
I'm after directions to the First National grocery store.
And I'm busy, so stop your pestering me with questions.
Apparently some people
I'd get
thought
more juice out of a stiff.
Innsmouth is near a place called, and I apologize if I butcher this pronunciation, Ipswich. But that's only one theory. It doesn't seem to be like a actual
An old grandfather clock.
100% located place. Alright, I gotta go to the First National thing, right?
It won't budge.
But I want to check everything here first.
It won't budge.
Right. Is there fall damage? Probably not. Still. Thought maybe bunny hopping might make us move faster, but I don't think it does. Might make me feel better. Alright, let's go to this. I think. It looks. I know I might get some flack for this, but I think this looks good.
It won't open.
First National grocery store. Okay, what's this? The Esoteric Order
Seems
of
this
Dagon.
grandiose structure is the Esoteric Order of Dagon. It won't budge. Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked.
You're in the wrong place, asking the wrong question.
Outsider. I mean, guess the game. Can I get like a torch, flashlight,
It won't budge.
lantern, pistol, machine gun, Tommy gun of some type would be nice.
It won't open. It won't budge.
Okay, so I think this is going to be further than I need to go. No, this place is pretty large scale, all things considered. I'm sure I have to go this way.
Evening, Constable.
Perfectly, I'm busy. No time for talking to strangers.
I'm Detective Jack
I love the
Walters.
voice work.
I've been hired by the regional manager of the First National.
And I'm Constable Burke.
Yeah, my
I'm the
favorite.
law around these parts, and I'm still not talking to you.
Nathan
Now
Birch.
get lost. Move along, outsider.
Favorite Lovecraft story? Please post
He
the
either
comments.
doesn't know nothing, or isn't going to tell me nothing. Whichever, it won't help my case.
Mine is Pickman's model.
Stop. You can't come down there.
Why not? Oh. Okay.
The police clearly don't want me snooping around.
Oh.
I need to be more careful. It won't budge.
Be cautious when sneaking past enemies to avoid detection. Keep in cover wherever possible. Stick to the shadows. Move slowly and keep as low as possible. That's right, there's a lean. Okay, he's coming. Save. Yeah, you can see when I played this game, it has the date and time.
The door's bolted shut. The door's bolted shut.
This door is bolted shut. This door functions like doors should. A pet peeve of mine in video games is when the doors are, they open both ways. Oh. Caught me. Low game, 920? No. 926. Here we go. Let's test out how accurate the stealth is with this. I was not expecting this to be kind of a stealth game. Also, the fact there's a lean. Now the question is, can you shoot? If you get guns, can you shoot at lean? Nope. Nope. Oh. Well, that's a crash. Let's get the crash marker down. Dark corner crash. We're at 1. That was self-inflicted, to be honest. I was being spicy by spamming the key, to be fair. Low game. But yeah, I keep that stuff in just so you know if it's stuff that you yourself might run into.
It's unlocked.
Are you going in? Objects that can be pushed will have left scratch marks on the floor. You won't be able to move the object if the door it passes next to is open. To push an object, simply move against it in the direction of the scratch marks. Okay. So let's close the door. And where's the scratch marks? Okay. Wow. I mean, you can make them out, but you have to kind of look for them. Give me some room just in case I have to go back out this way.
Assorted paperwork, but nothing of any real interest. Nothing of interest here.
Watch out for medical boxes. They contain all the treatments needed to patch up any injuries. You can apply treatments through either the interface or the quick heal key. Alright. Gotta go around to get that. I think that will be worth doing. That looks like a thing.
It won't budge. It won't open. The glass has been broken, and there's scratch marks on the wood. Strange. These posters are everywhere. Can't see anything of use. The till's empty. Nope, nothing important here. It won't open. It won't open. Nothing of interest here. It looks like I need some sort of lifting handle to get it open. The store appears to have been doing quite well under Brian. A typewriter, invoices and receipts. Nothing of interest. Nope, nothing of interest. There's a bottle of bootleg rum and a wooden handle. Stock reminders and general notices. Nothing of interest.
Alright, so we have... What was that? A bottle of bootleg rum and a handle for lifting trapdoors. Alright. You need to hurry up. It sounds like someone's trying to bust that down. How do we go down? There we go. Oh. Well, that's how we go down. This is the second time.
Whoever's down there, you can rock.
He's had a problem with going downstairs. This time it was a ladder, but the stairs crumbled in the prologue. So, alright, what do we got? Is that a health kit? It's a book. Press escape again. It's just my natural diary of that. Missing entries. I'm completely unable to recall what led to my confinement in the Arkham Asylum, or what happened to the 6 years between my two visits there. They tell me I had some kind of personality change that night in Boston. They watched me for a while, decided I wasn't dangerous, and let me go. After 6 years, I switched back, just as mysteriously. They admitted me again, found nothing wrong, and here I am. Among the personal effects they returned to me is a leather-bound journal. Perhaps it will tell me what I've forgotten. Looking through the journal, all I can find is my life as a police detective. There is no hint of any illness or mental strain or anything else that could explain my change of personality or the equally sudden recovery that still baffles my doctors. However, a number of pages have been torn from the journal. Who did it or why, I can't tell. Did I destroy them myself to suppress some horrific memory? Or did the asylum staff judge their contents detrimental to my treatment? Why was part of my life erased? What is it that I can't remember? Who wants it to stay forgotten? Is it a precaution to protect my sanity, or the key to something I need? Alright. Boston Globe, 1909. Enlightened or duped, inside Boston's strangest church. Those of our readers who live near its headquarters and ordinary-looking Boston residents will need no introduction to the Fellowship of the Ith, or whatever the cult's name is, for those who have not encountered this mysterious semi-religious group before. A few words of explanation are necessary. Since our country's founding upon the basis of religious freedom, its shores have been home to many small religious groups outside the mainstream. No small number are headquartered in the states of New England, where the Pilgrims themselves sought a new world of free religious persecution. But the question must be asked, at what point does a religion become a cult? And its trusting adherents, not to mention its blameless neighbors, become victims? It's a question this journal poses in regard to the Fellowship of the Ith. A month-long investigation, our intrepid reporters have diligently sought out the truth behind the so-called church. Its origins are somewhat mysterious, the more so since the group's leaders declined to be interviewed or to assist our investigation in any way. However, it seems that the Fellowship was founded more than 20 years ago by one Victor Holt, based on a revelation he had received from beyond the confines of this world. Holt has not been seen for almost 6 years. His followers apparently believe that he is communing with the mysterious powers behind his faith, and that he is shortly to return with new insights and teachings. All this sounds like a harmless, eccentric spiritual group, a little different from many others. However, those who make their homes near to the Fellowship's headquarters tell a different, more sinister story. The adherents of this obscure sect are to be found loitering on street corners, casting menacing glances at their innocuous neighbors, and frequently engaging in acts of petty crime which the local police seem powerless to prevent or redress. Strange lights have been observed burning in the windows of the old house at all hours of the day and night. They change color unpredictably and cast weird, unintelligible shadows. Even more disturbing are the noises which have been heard to issue from within the mysterious building. They include chanting, unearthly music, and worst of all, screams like those of lost souls in agony. Many of the sect's neighbors are convinced that its services include human sacrifice or similar atrocities. Those few who dared complain to the police were told that because the house is private property and because there is no concrete evidence of any wrongdoing, the most they can do is file a noise complaint. Are the horrors of Salem being reenacted in our city more than 2 centuries on? Is this Fellowship of the Ith engaging in unspeakable and criminal acts of worship involving torture and sacrifice? Why is nothing being done to ease the fear and distress that they cause to the local community? Wow, this goes on forever. A source within the police department speaking on the condition of anonymity. That word always gets me. I don't know why. Tell the Globe that the Fellowship is suspected of involvement in a number of local crimes, but so far the lack of evidence and the reluctance of nervous witnesses to come forward have thwarted any official investigation. Very well, we say. Where the police cannot or will not investigate, the Globe shall continue to act in the interest of Boston citizens, fearlessly exposing the truth about this so-called church and its followers. Our findings will be published in these pages over the following months so that all may know the truth. Editor's note: it is with great sorrow that the Globe announces the death of reporter Howard Addleston, who was leading the paper's investigation of the Fellowship of Yig. He apparently drowned in Boston Harbor. The coroner has ruled his death a suicide. Our condolences go to his family. Arkham Advisor, 6th of February 1922. So this is, 13 years later? Grocery store robbed, manager missing. Thieves have robbed the First National Grocery Store in Innsmouth, breaking down the door and forcing open the cash register. The newly appointed manager, Mr. Brian Burnham, has been missing since shortly before the robbery. This is a very disturbing turn of events, said Mr. Arthur Anderson, First National's regional manager, from his Arkham office. The branch had only recently opened, and First National Grocery had high hopes for its success, given the general lack of modern stores and amenities in Innsmouth. The robbery is a definite setback, and more worrying still is the fact that the branch manager remains unaccounted for. Innsmouth authorities could not be reached for comment. Diary of Brian Burnham. Well, I agree with the locals on one thing. I shouldn't be stuck in this miserable excuse for our town. I can see why nobody comes here, that's for sure. Another slow day at the store. At first I thought people were staying away because First National isn't local. But I haven't seen anyone go into any of the other stores either. Come to that, I haven't seen the other stores open for business. The place is dead and dead. Still, won't be long before I'm out of here. Before we're both out of here. She's the one good thing about Innsmouth. We'll bust open an old man waits safe. Take a car in this New York City. Bright lights, nightlife, everything. I'll show her all of it. I don't think it's going to end too well for you, Brian. Well, it obviously didn't end too well for you, but... Excuse me, burp. Do we have any of these yet? Nothing collected. That's good. That's all good enough.
It looks like a diary. It's gotta have some clues.
It's not important. Assorted foodstuffs. Nothing useful.
I'll take that.
It's not important.
Let's see what that actually gives me. Okay, that gives me more of these. I don't know how these work. I know those are bandages. I did it again. Wood, thread, antiseptic maybe? Morphine, I don't want to take morphine.
The storage area is clutter-free and well organized.
Well, this moves for a reason. Okay. Didn't expect that to happen, but sure. Let's get going.
The cellar's filled with human remains.
The cellar's filled with
These
human
people must have
remains.
died a long time ago. There must have been a fire down here.
That's what you got
The
from us?
cellar's filled with human remains. There are some issues of the Innsmouth Courier lying here, and they're dated 1846.
I did it again. I'm so sorry. I'm just so used to escape being like the inventory screen. Innsmouth Courier, 1846. Innsmouth Patrician arrested. Tales of Heathen Ceremonies by John Lawrence, editor. Obed Marsh, the head of Innsmouth's wealthy and influential Marsh family, now sits in city jail accused of devil worship and other unspeakable practices. The whole community is left in a state of shock by the horrifying revelations that accompany the arrest. Readers will no doubt be aware of the deep reservations expressed by the Courier's editorship and other decent citizens concerning the esoteric order of Dagon, which was founded by Captain Marsh after his return from the South Seas and said to be based upon a primitive religion he encountered among the uneducated natives of certain distant Pacific islands. The captain's arrest seemed to lend strength to those suspicions, and a full investigation is expected to unearth more.
Various chemicals and apparatus for developing photographs. Old photos of Innsmouth. Most of them have faded beyond recognition. Old photos of Innsmouth. Most of them have faded beyond recognition.
Watch out for ammo pickups. Ammo will always carry across the next chapter, but the quantity you can carry for each weapon is capped. The interface shows the total rounds you are carrying, including those in the gun. Do I have a gun?
The old printing press appears to have been sabotaged.
I don't have a gun.
Newspapers lay scattered in molding heaps. General notices. They're all dated 1846.
Nothing of any real interest.
General notices. They're all dated...
Nope, nothing important here.
General notices.
Can't see anything of use.
I don't suppose the fire helped it much either. The old printing press appears to have been sabotaged.
That door opens.
It won't budge.
That door won't budge. Oh no, no, don't do it. No, I want to go check the other room. No. Some doors you encounter will be ball on one side action. Action about to unlock or lock the door. Door bulbs can come in useful in escaping from enemies. Okay. Oh.
Holy shit!
Unless the other way was not the way to go. Yeah.
Nothing
Holy
of
shit
interest.
is right, man.
Nothing of interest here.
Nothing.
Can't see anything of use. Nope, nothing important here. The flooring is badly damaged. Must have been caused by the fire. Ah, from the stench in here, this noose broad must have kicked it a few months back.
Can we jump on this? No.
Nope, nothing of interest.
Oh. Okay, what are we at?
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hey.
Do I know you?
Lucas Mackey.
Lucas.
Sorry to startle. Innsmouth doesn't get a lot of visitors. New names spread fast. What are you doing in town, Jack? Hear about the missing Burnham boy?
Not bad. I'm a private detective. My client's a friend of the Burnhams.
Seen the latest press from Arkham? Your boy's been quite busy.
What about you, Mackie? You're obviously not a local. What's your business in town?
True enough, Jack. Nothing too exciting, I'm sorry to say. I'm a government factory inspector. They posted me in this rotten hole to check over the old Marsh refinery. Speaking of which, I've got an appointment with the manager, Jacob Marsh.
Okay, maybe I'll catch you later. That's the first friendly face I've seen in this damn town. But I've been in this business long enough to know he's hiding something.
Yeah, prologue. See your prologue. Save. Alright, is this door gonna be unlocked now?
It won't open.
No. What about just going? He catches me now, I don't care, right?
You better keep your trap shut.
I won't tell him anything.
I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
Sorry, stranger. I can't help you.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Please, stop bothering me, stranger.
This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
Just leave me be, stranger.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
I can't be seen talking to you.
I'm looking for Brian
Why
Burnham.
can't you?
Just leave me be, stranger.
No. Did it again. I did it again. 8 + 1 chambered, but how do we pull out the pistol? Arkham Advertiser. Innsmouth robbery, missing manager accused. In yesterday's edition, we reported on a burglary at the recently opened First National grocery store in Innsmouth. The case took a new turn today as authorities in the town named Brian Burnham, the store's manager, as a suspect in the case. Burnham has not been seen since the robbery and is thought to have left the area. It is a very straightforward case, said... It is a very straightforward case, said Chief Constable Andrew Martin in response to inquiries by the Advertiser. This young man suddenly robbed his employer and fled. I imagine he's out of the country now, if not the state. The Chief Constable dismissed concerns expressed by First National Groceries Regional Manager Mr. Arthur Anderson that Burnham may have been kidnapped or injured. Now remember that the people in this town talk like this. Outsider. Whispers, whispers. Whispers, whispers. Alright, we're leaving.
I'm looking for a young lad called Brian Burnham. He worked in the First National. I'm a friend of the family.
I ain't heard of the Burnham lad.
No, you haven't.
Right.
Yeah, let's save again. I know, save-aholic, but we'll save this. Saving the top slot, work our way back down. Good thing about these older type games, you don't have to worry about having like 80 save spots. Can we go in here if we sneak?
Stop your snooping. And there's for hotel staff only.
Hello, Gilman.
What do you want now?
Strange thing about that Burnham lad.
You're the only person I can talk to.
Burnham. Kent Riley says I know what you're talking about.
That's odd. He was all over the Arkham press. Must have been a bit of a local scandal.
Them's matters for the police, stranger. Innsmouth's not a town for rumoring and talking.
How's business?
Can't you see I'm busy? Stop bothering me with your talking.
How do I pull out my
Sorry.
pistol?
Aye, I'm plenty sure you are.
Oh, this would be right for it, yeah. Options, controller options, key configuration, weapons, hide and show, Z. And it's not working.
He's not going to be any help, and only a crazy fool would spend the night.
Alright. Not here.
Seems like the Burnham lad had some doll along for company on this little caper.
All sorts of nonsense and hearsay be gossip about such affairs.
But there was another robbery at Waite's Variety Store.
Yeah.
That much is true?
That's for certain.
How did they break in?
Just down them there steps. Old Tom Waits had locked up for the night.
Right. Thanks. Do you know where I could find Mr. Waits in the evening?
It's getting late. Folks who know what's good for them are generally bolted in their homes by now.
Where's Waits' house?
Look, stranger. Get lost. Stop your bothering me with questions.
He isn't going to tell me anything useful.
Alright, I'm gonna go down this way because we didn't really go down here too far. We do have pistol shots, but I don't have access to a pistol yet.
It's not important. It won't budge. It's just a trash can. Nothing of interest.
What? There's a ton of stuff interesting in trash cans. What's this? Resinco. Alright, there's a lot of ways to go. Explore.
It's just an advertisement for the local Methodist church. It won't open.
With a good windpipe in early in the Towlands Gallons mass.
Alright, the bar.
Ah, my boys, these are the joys
I've done that
of the
before.
noble and the brave, who love a life in the tempest strife, in the home of the mountain wave. When the driving rain of the hurricane puts the lights of the lighthouse out, and the growling thunder sounds his gong, and the whirlwinds battle.
It's just a trash can. Nothing of interest.
Do you
It
think
won't budge.
that's the valiant shrink? No, we were bold and... Huh? Who's that there? Oh, can you spare a few pennies, young mister? I can give you something for your generosity.
Who are you?
Zadok. That
Zadok.
be my name. Though too
Zadok
few
Allen.
use it now. Zadok Allen.
Do you know a Brian Burnham?
Just a young'un. Worked over the store. He's gone. Killed, I reckon.
Killed? What makes you think that?
Them's from out of town running a store. Taking business from the Order of Dagon. They'd not accept that.
What else can you tell me about this port?
You just bring old Zadok a bottle.
Oh, we had that old bottle of rum.
And old Zadok will fill your ears.
Alright. Bootleg rum.
Why, you're uncommonly kind, young feller. Here'll be a little something in gratitude that might help you in your search.
Sounds like a key.
Now you be calling me crazy. Like them that's there rumoring and anchoring in Ipswich. But old Zadok's seen all manner of wicked things since before you was born. Old Captain Obed, where it all began, telling desperate folks they'd order get better gods. Them's that would answer their prayers.
Ipswich,
Didn't the Christian folk of Innsmouth object to such blasphemy?
Aye, they did. It were around 46 that many folks in town were done with Obed and his ways. And all that wild preaching and too many missing, you see. A party of good folk followed Captain Obed's crowd out to the reef. Shots were fired. Next day, Obed and 30 of his followers were in jail. And for weeks all were quiet. Till that artful night of 46. Them's outside recognized it being a riot. But I'd seen them. Swarms of them.
Look, old man. I don't have time to listen to these fishing tales.
Was a massacre. The jail thrown open. Mounds of the dead and the dying. Shooting, screaming and shouting all across the town square. Come morning, the mess was cleaned up. Old Obed and his family takes charge, they did. Folks were told to keep shy of strangers if we were knowing what was good for us.
Zadok, who did all this? Who did all...
Except the old captain was now deeper in debt to his heathen gods. They were hankering for more than just sacrificing. Obed told folks they had to take the oaths of Dagon.
What the hell are these oaths?
You just asked old Wes about oaths of Dagon. Aye, he takes the third oath. Just head over to his hole in the Dock Street. Then you'll see. For definite.
He's given me a key to the town poorhouse. It could come in handy.
Alright, let's look at it. Key to the town's poorhouse.
Where did Captain Obed Marsh learn of these heathen matters?
In Warren Fern parts, the old fool had learned the ways of making gains, doing heathen things. He found a tribe of Kanakis in the South Seas led by a savage. Chief went by a name of Wallachia. His tribe never went without food, for they had all the fish they could catch. Old Obed learned from his Wallachia that these things on this earth as most folks never heard about. Seems these Kanakis was worshipping undersea gods, with heaps of human sacrifices and other heathen things. But they was getting all kinds of favors in return. Plenty of fishing and even gold now and then.
Human sacrifices? Maybe you've had just a bit too much.
I don't blame you for not believing it, young fella. But just answer me this. Why did Captain Obed roll out to the reef of Satan chant a lot of rites and incantations in the dead of night. So loud you could hear 'em all over the port. He cast something in the water that eve, out the other side of Devil's Reef. Some kind of thingamajig crafted out of lead. It was given to him by Wallachia.
So, what happened?
Well, not long after the smoke started coming out of the chimneys at the old gold refinery, the Marsh family and those that had joined with Obed in his ways started prospering in the esoteric order of Dagon. Came into being with his Ethan ceremony. That shit they do.
What kinds of ceremonies?
Yeah.
Doc.
Get out of here, lad. Don't wait for nothing. They'll know now.
I think he's had his fill for the night. Zadok. Zadok.
Curse you, lad, for staring at me with them eyes. The old Captain Manel, and he's staying there. He can get me. He can't. No, he can't get me. I had nothing done. I ain't done nothing or told nobody nothing.
It won't open.
Okay, so we got a key to the poorhouse, Dock Street.
Mr. Walters, I must speak with you.
It's Jack. And is there anyone in Innsmouth who doesn't know my name?
My name's Rebecca Lawrence, and unless you want to join Innsmouth's long list of missing, I'd urge you to follow me.
Oh, really?
Missing, huh? Like Burnham?
Of that, I'm not sure. You'd be better off asking the Billingham's daughter, Ruth.
Okay.
She was dating Brian.
Ruth.
What?
That's another
Who's
name.
Ruth?
Quickly, you have to follow me.
Ruth.
It's not wise to be seen talking to outsiders.
I didn't get to explore everything.
Jack, Innsmouth is a strange place. There are things that have no business being here. Foul, reeking things.
Strange. Trust me, I'm good with strange.
That remains to be seen, but I can help you. My father discovered this strange sign while studying an old manuscript. It seems to ward off the more unusual elements in Innsmouth. Whenever you find one, you can use it to find a moment of sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Now, I must leave before we're seen together.
I've seen that eye-like symbol somewhere before, but never surrounded by a star.
Yeah, what is that? Did she book out a Dodge real quick? Yeah, that one. Alright. Now what's down here? What's in there? I feel like if you can see in somewhere and you see stuff like that, that you can eventually get in.
It's just a trash can. Nothing of interest.
Hey. Hey.
Jack, we can't be seen talking together. What is it?
Why do you stay in Innsmouth, Rebecca?
My grandfather, John Lawrence, was editor of the Innsmouth Courier. He was murdered in the slaughter of 46. He had always despised the Marshes and their blasphemous doings, and it was he who led the party out to the reef that night. They arrested Captain Marsh and his order and tossed them in the old jailhouse. A few weeks later, my grandfather was dead. My father saw him die. Him and many others burned alive in the Courier's basement.
All the more grounds to leave.
To leave would be to fail my own legacy. I have a duty to protect the good in Innsmouth. At least what little good remains.
I have a scratch pad I'm writing stuff down in.
Rebecca, maybe you know. What happened at the variety store?
Ah, Tom Waite's place. The gossip on the streets is that the store's safe holds a great treasure. Since the Order got wind of the rumors, they've been desperate to get their filthy hands on it. But it seems they can't get close.
Odd. You suppose Burnham knew about it? Maybe he pocketed it before breezing out of town.
I don't know, Jack. He'd only been in town a few months, and we can't be certain he even managed to leave. Ruth Billingham must be involved in all of this somehow. She was desperate for a way out of Innsmouth.
What do you know about her?
Only that she and Brian were close, much to the Order's disapproval. You should speak to Tom Waits. Find out for certain if the treasure's gone.
Where can I find him?
He lives on 803 Dock Street,
right
just by the back of the old town poorhouse.
803.
Where did you say I could find Waits again?
He lives on 803 Dock
Old
Street,
poorhouse.
by the back of the poorhouse.
Okay, thank you. And I'm writing down, doing this old school if I can. Let's kind of get the lay of the land. It's Broad Street. This will loop us around.
The station appears to be closed. It won't open. A device that pumps highly compressed air.
Robert's books. Is that Robert Howard? Let me save again, just have that done. Alright, what are we looking at? You know what? I'll probably call it. And I'll put in some good grind work. Those are the grindstone next couple of videos. Yeah, I'm digging the atmosphere. First, impressions. Graphically, holds up pretty well, all things considered, especially since it was a PS2 Xbox game. Love the setting. I love the dialogue. I love the voice acting. It's amazing. And I can't wait to see how the gunplay works out and if it's going to be more of a shooter or what. Like I said, I never played this. And I only remember hazily like 1 or 2 bits of this game. So yeah. But I already dig the feel. It seems to play okay. It's one I'm glad I got working. This was one of 2 games I tried to get work earlier. The other one was Blood Omen. So, Legacy of Kain 2 or whatever, Blood Omen. Alright, folks, I'm going to call it here. Excited to see how it plays out. Got my notepad, got my notes. Get it going next time. To my subscribers, y'all stay awesome. You have an amazing day. Drive by Redneck Reviews. Catch you next time. Until then, y'all have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night.